guys, we are back for episode number 9. This is number 9, and this is where we get a little bit deeper. Someone has reached out to me and they have used Agony Aunt Wasted. They have used her, and she has got the hard fucking facts. Let's talk about cheating. So if you follow the Instagram, you will have seen that I have put up a few things in the story, just like essentially the first question was, does it change how you see someone if they tell you that they have been cheated on? Purely because someone replied to me saying that of course they hadn't been cheated on, look at them. And I just want to say that right now, it is not about like how good you are, how fantastic you are, whatever. It's not about how shit you are or how terrible you look or whatever the fuck. Like, we've already been over this in episode with the Pisces surprise. Like, nah, it's nothing to do with you. It's 100% the other person. So the response, like, thank God, to would it change how you viewed someone if they had been cheated on was no. And good, because that person has been done wrong. Like, that person has been done so dirty by that person that did cheat. So I'm glad that we are all on the same page here. And then also, I asked the question of, would you still date someone knowing that they had cheated on someone else? Mainly no, and a lot of people are saying like red flag, like this isn't something I would be willing to like accept, like once a cheater, always a cheater. Now, 100% respect that, okay, I do. Like, and if you feel like you can't trust someone and you have to have your guard up at all times, then 100%, like that just does not seem like a good fit. Why are you wanting to live your life stressed the fuck out, worked up about who they're following, who they're liking, who's texting who, why is Snapchat notifications coming through at 2 in the morning, who's the fuck is Pizza Hut and why is she phoning you? Like, do you know, all these daft things. A few people did say, depending on the circumstance at the time. Now, I'm a wee bit less forgiving of this. I don't think circumstance should come into play. I do feel like they done someone so bad, like they've done some damage to someone because of what, like they were a pussy and they thought they would just sneak about and do whatever they wanted to do. I don't have any respect for that. I don't have any time for that, and I don't think anyone else should either. I think you need to learn how to be upfront and honest, and I think you need to just kind of literally speak your truth and live your truth and do whatever the fuck you need to do to make it work. If it's not working, then speak the fuck up. Why would you continue to be like a little pussy about it and just not come out and be like, this is not a good fit for me, this isn't working? Like, I don't have any respect for someone who can't just be vocal about it and open and honest. So I see what you're saying when you are like, oh my gosh, depends, are they remorseful? What were the circumstance? No, like, bottom line, you shouldn't have done that. If their attention and everything is on you and maybe they were seeing like a few girls at a time, because obviously if you're seeing someone, you're not in a relationship, so then it becomes this whole like, how do you define cheating? How do you define cheating? And that was another thing. I was like, where the fuck is the line? Like, you know how you have those psychos that are like, watching porn is cheating. She saw another woman's asshole, or he saw another man's pair of balls, or whoever saw whatever of someone else. Like, come on, guys. He watched something. That's like you watching 50 Shades of Grey and him being furious. Like, calm down. So I said, where's the line? And I got quite a lot of like, anything you have to hide, anything that you would like kind of avoid showing that person, any sort of like emotional outlet with someone else, texting with intent, whether that be like, oh, they're just a friend and you're talking to them and it's flirty and whatever, like that is texting with intent. Whether that be like someone you do know, someone you don't know, like, you know, texting with intent is 100%, that's cheating. Flirting, I'm on the fence about this because some people do flirt and they don't realise that they are flirting. However, if you are going out your way to be like fucking draped across a bar, like, oh, put that all over my mouth, yes, like that's 100% a no-go. And I don't have any respect for that. Another thing I'll also say, is guys that come up and they're like, guess what just happened to me at the bar? And you're just like, you forgot my drink? Hello. So then they'll be like, this girl just asked me for my number. I'm like, okay, great. Like, why are you telling me? Oh, well, I didn't give it to her but you know, I could have. She was really into it. Fuck off. Like, no. Don't entertain someone if you are in a relationship. Just be like, respectfully, no. Like, that's all you have to do. You just have to shut that shit down. Same way you would expect your girl to do the same or your guy to do the same for you. You just shut it down. Everyone likes a bit of attention. Who doesn't like to be told that they're like good looking, like whatever the fuck else? But I mean, realistic, come on. She's probably just wanting a drink off of you, son. Come on, like, let's be real. Not based off of past experience. So this is the thing. Someone reached out and said that they had been cheated on and they were looking for some advice. So here is the advice that I gave them, because I feel like this is so important, and I feel like the automatic response to being cheated on and being broken up with or whatever is like, get back out there, like, go dating, get on dating sites, do whatever, get on the fucking bandwagon, like, go nuts, go wild, like, go crazy. And you're just like, I don't know if I'm ready for that, because I'll tell you this, like, it takes like a little bit of time to kind of get yourself right. You might be like, yeah, let's get fucking on it, and then you're the one crying alone, like spewing your guts up fucking 4 hours later. Like, let's just take things slow. You need to heal. You need to focus on you. The main advice I can give you is, like, if you have a hobby, if you have a job, if you have goals, if you have something else going on, all your time and energy should then be whipped the fuck off of them rapid. Get it back in your park, and you just start building the fuck out of yourself. You work on you, you focus on you, and you make you so solid that, like, you just don't give a fuck. And that, honestly, like, Khloe Kardashian was like, yeah, best revenge, it's a good body and all the rest of it. Like, fucking put that effort in at the gym and go and get super strong and, like, start fucking throwing car tires about the place. Go nuts. Start painting the walls. Like, I don't know. Make fucking resin jewellery. Do whatever the fuck you need to do. You know, just go absolutely mental on you. Put all that energy back into you. Like, get into music. Pick up a hobby. Like, do whatever. Because those things no one can take away from you, and it also kind of builds your character and gives you like a fuller kind of, like, I don't know, personality. You know, like, a lot of people don't have personalities. They just don't have anything they do. What do? They go to the pub and they go to the gym. Well, you can go to the gym, okay, and then pick up painting. I don't know, a paint by numbers book, a little scratchy card thing where it's like black paint with silver foil underneath and like a tiny little knife just to make a picture of an owl or some shit. I used to do that when I was wee. But that is the main advice. Block them. 100% block them on absolutely fucking everything. They no longer are entitled to your time and your energy. You have to block the fuck out of that. You have to block it, because that person is eventually going to be like, oh, that was pretty shitty of me. Oh, I feel guilty. Oh, and try and worm their way back in. And you have to say, I don't want that. Like, you didn't want any of this. You didn't want cheated on. You didn't want, like, the distrust. You didn't want the damage that it's done. But here you fucking are, dealing with your shit, handling your shit, and they're going to come back when you're, like, feeling good, feeling, like, happy, sorted. You got your fucking hobby sorted. You're working on your business. You're working on whatever the fuck it is you're working on. And then they want to come worming back. I think the fuck not. We are not having that. And that is the bottom line. So if you have experienced this, and if you have been feeling a wee bit dejected or whatever, or hurt, you're going to have to just understand those feelings and make sure that you are on the right page. Because I'll tell you this, if you decide you're just going to fucking freewheel it, go nuts, go crazy, out into the world, shag everything you can, end up not dealing with those emotions, that is going to eventually erupt. And let me tell you how messy that can be. You've got someone else on the scene. You're dealing with your own shit personally, like your own self, away from them. You're then dealing with them and their stuff. Say you don't block someone and then they come back and you're just like erupted, everything's kicking off, there's all these little things that you didn't think were bothering you but have eventually like crept the fuck up, and you're just like stressed out. That is going to bleed into every single thing that you have going on. Every single thing is going to just be tainted. You need to make sure you're good in your headspace, in your situation, before you dive into something else. Purely because, and the saying is like all over the fucking place right now, if you're on Instagram anywhere, it's definitely on there, hurt people hurt people. So if you don't take the time to kind of reconnect with your situation and figure out what the fuck you've got going on, you are going to cause some fucking damage to somebody else, somebody undeserving, someone like totally whatever, because that other person has done that to you. Those feelings and all that, like, you can still hurt people without physically doing wrong by them. Does that make sense? In an emotional kind of sense, you may be more closed off, you may be more guarded, whatever the fuck else. Obviously those stresses and worries and things are still going to be there, but you have to understand that you are not that person's actions and you're not how that person viewed you. You're your own self, you've got your own shit going on, and genuinely feel like a lot of people don't have the same value in themselves as they put into other people, and that can be a real downfall in this situation where someone does essentially put you in the bin, because that's kind of, they're just like, they don't care. Like, it puts a whole lot of things in question. You don't know what was like real, you don't know, like, it's a very like kind of what the fuck is going on. Like, it's a proper head fuck, there's no other way to say it. Like, that is the hard facts of it. So to kind of deal with that and put your own self in check for that, like, that definitely is going to be a kind of like lifeline for you to kind of come back to yourself and realise what you are and who you are and what you want and where you're going and your goals. So that is the situation of the advice that I would give on cheating. Block the fuck out of them. Never let them back. Genuinely, like, any excuse they have, like, just put it down the drain. You are not entitled to anyone's time or, like, I don't know, emotions. Like, you cannot decide that, oh, they loved you once, so they'll love you again, and that's not fair to act on someone who is probably feeling quite vulnerable and also probably seeks a little bit of approval in a sense. Like, they probably are like, oh, okay, so this person's come back and they're so sorry and they definitely mean it, and you're just like, once you get past that initial and then you think about it later on, you'll be like, shit, I was just getting played. And that's the situation. They're playing to see if they can still fuck about with you. And that's the bottom line. So don't get played, don't get fucked emotionally. Block, 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 and focus on you as the baseline of this. And then when you are ready, you can get the fuck into dating, and you can just do whatever the fuck you want to do. Well, within reason. Don't be cheating on anyone, okay? Don't be being too fucking brutal to these people out here. They've had enough going on. 2020 has been a hell of a fucking year. But speaking of online dating, because obviously we're still kind of semi-lockdown, you're in the bars and you can't like just run up to tables, you can't just like be rubbing shoulders with guys at the bar, you can't be getting them to buy you your drinks, you can't be doing all these things. I would know, I've tried. So when it comes to online dating, it is still a fucking hellhole out there, and it probably will be by the time you've recovered from whatever the fuck's going on. I just want to say, like, obviously we all know I'm on Hinge and Bumble and all the rest of it. Of course, like, when am I not? So I am seeing a lot of, I don't know. What are you looking for? I don't know. Well, if you don't know, how the fuck am I supposed to know? Are you having a laugh? How the fuck am I supposed to know if you don't even fucking know? There's guys that are like 34 with 3 kids. Oh, I don't know. I think you should have a fucking clue by now, son. You've got 3 kids and you want something you don't know? Okay, get the fuck off of Bumble. Get the fuck off of Hinge. Do what you want. Stay away from online dating. Like, I just do not have the time for that. If you don't know what you want, how the fuck is someone else supposed to know what you want? And I feel like you should always know what you want. And if you are saying you don't know what you want, I'm taking it as you're just looking for something casual. You just don't have the fucking balls to say it. And if you also don't know what you want, why the fuck are you on a dating site? Surely you're looking to date someday, whether that be casual or not. Like, if you're genuinely are like, oh, I don't really know, I'm just here to see what's going on. No, you're here for a date. You're here to hook up with someone. You're here to get with someone. Own your shit. Like, that's the bottom fucking line of it. And I will say another thing. There's a lot of shit that I am seeing, and I honestly cannot get my fucking head around it. It's the guys with the fish pics. Now, obviously in America, like, that's mainly what floods the Instagram kind of market of like bad dating and people sliding each other off and all this good fun stuff. What the fuck is going on over here, Glasgow? What the fuck is going on, Scotland? Why are we like suddenly becoming like fucking fish bandwagon? Like, what's going on? And then the only thing worse than a fucking fish picture is standing there holding a fucking tadpole, like the smallest fish you've ever fucking seen. Do you know, just go and buy yourself a fucking goldfish, take a picture with that, like you may as well, that's how small. Oh wow, I've caught this. What, like a small stone? Please relax, like that is honestly the smallest fish I've ever seen. Like you probably have just gone to the fucking pet store and bought a fucking guppy and been like, oh my god, biggest catch of the day. Shut up and put your fish away. I have no time for it, I honestly don't. However, if you enjoy fishing, keep at it. It's a hobby. If someone cheats on you, get right into it. So, that's another thing as well. Like, people are so proud of themselves, and you just absolutely love to see it. But like, not on a dating site. Come on, like, Are you trying to let me know you're going to just be fishing with the boys like every fucking weekend? I don't think so. Like, surely you have other pictures, or even just crop the fish out. Crop the fish out, and it just looks like you're out and about, like in nature, enjoying this water. There's pictures of guys holding fish that don't look like they're anywhere near water. Like, stand in the middle of fucking George Square holding a fish. Excuse me, where's the pond? Where did you get this from? Where is the fish's home? I just don't get it. And then, like, obviously, there's a lot of guys who will put their height on. Now, we previously discussed my height. I am 6 foot tall. Well, there's a debate about it going right now, but there's a lot of guys who will lie about their height. Now, I know this from experience because I don't lie about my height. In fact, I warn a lot of guys about my height because a lot of them don't fucking look that far. You ever been talking to a guy and they're like, oh, it's going so great, and all the chat is coming and you're just kind of just keeping an eye on things and seeing where it's going, and then suddenly they'll go, oh shit, I didn't realise you were 6 foot, and you're like, okay, and like, your profile says you're 6'4", and he goes, oh, I'm actually only 5'7". Okay, well, why the fuck are you lying about it? And why the fuck are you now telling me, like, what is the motive behind lying about your height? Like, what is the motive? Do you think your personality is, like, so fucking stellar, you're going to be like, yeah, let's go, like, this is the best thing ever? Because let me tell you, if I saw you in a bar and you saw me and you stood up and you were half the fucking height of me, I'm leaving. I'm literally walking back out. I don't care. I'll find someone else. I'll drag somebody else at the bar with me. Like, we are not doing this. And then also to have the fucking gall to turn around and be like, oh, you're 6 foot? Yeah, bitch, I fucking am. What are you going to do about it? I don't have the time. So all these little short boys, do your thing. Just don't lie about it. 100%. Like, I just can't deal. And if you're going to lie about your height, what else are you lying about, son? There you go. Think about it. But then you've got the guys that slightly exaggerate, which is still a lie, by the way. If you're only 5'10" and you're telling me you're 6'3" or 6'2" or 6'1" or 6 foot or 5'11", lie. The guy I went on the horse mask at the golf course in the last episode with, he was 5'11", but he told me he was 6'1". And then upon meeting me, he was like, oh, you're tall. And I was like, I didn't bring the tape measure, but it's definitely 6 foot. And he was like, oh, well, I think I might actually only be like 5'11". And I was like, what do you mean you think? It's like, you're a full inch smaller than me. Like, you are slightly looking up into my eyes. So there you go. And then the next time I actually met him, he was like, oh my god, you're not as tall as I thought you were. And I was like, it's because you've got your platforms on, like a good boy. So if you're going to exaggerate about your height or whatever, and then you actually go ahead and meet someone who's like forewarned you about your height, or their height even, baby, your 9 inches is definitely looking a lot more like 5 inches right now. So I just want that to be very fucking clear. If you are wanting to act like this and behave like this and do whatever the fuck, At least have the fucking good grace to not meet up with somebody, okay? Or just, don't waste people's time. Maybe that's what I saw, but just don't waste people's time. Be upfront, own who the fuck you are, do whatever the fuck you want to do. And then I'll also say this, there's some fucking grim chat going on, by the way, like, everyone's like, oh, date up, date older, da 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 da. No, they're all fucking dicks, like, they're all idiots, like, I just, honestly, it cracks me up, like, some of the older guys that are like, they hit out with some wildly sexual like comments or whatever, and you're just like, oh shit, what the fuck is going on here? And then they'll say, you can't take a joke. No, that's high key fucking like high risk disrespect, and I don't have the time for it. And if you want to say something wild to me, I can't even remember, but I just remember the guy being absolutely like going tonto, pretty fucking rage about the fact that I was like, don't speak to me like that, is highly like inappropriate, I'm not doing this. And he was like, no, you're a bald man, you're almost 40, surely you know better than that. But then again, I feel like if you're a younger girl talking to older guys, then just like in workplaces and all the rest of it, they just don't take it serious, and the ones that pretend to take it seriously are only going to turn around and be like, no. So you're just like, well, shit. But speaking of, like, just wildly inappropriate, I was flicking through Bumble, as you do, and somebody had written, like, oh, you can't have a rainbow without rain. Do you know what massive philosopher said that? Dolly Parton. Oh my god, do you know she has these massive tits? And I was just like, this is on your profile. Like, what is your chat going to be like? This is fucking abysmal. Like, what the fuck is going on? But 100%, my advice to anyone who is obviously online dating and doing all that fun fucking stuff is, you do need to treat it like a game. If you don't treat that shit like a game, it's not fun, you're not enjoying it. I just don't see the point in it. If you can't have a laugh at some of the shit that's sent to you, and if you can't just take the piss out of someone, what the fuck? And then I would say also just watch out for the change in tone, like the way they speak to you and all the things that they say. If someone is fluffing the fuck out of your ego, just be wary. Like, we obviously spoke about this in episode 6, like with the Pisces surprise. Fluffing your ego, telling you everything you want to hear. I don't know about you, but I get sick of it. I get so fucking sick of it. I will tolerate, like, so unreal, my god, you're stunning, blah 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 blah, how are you single? I hate that question. I hate it. How are you single? Because I want to be, because I've not found someone worthwhile, because I don't fucking like waste my time. Like, that's the bottom line. Just don't ask me that. And then on top of that, like, if you start to take things like more seriously with someone, and then the chat stops being actual chat, and it becomes just this like insufferable cycle of them complimenting you, where's the real conversation there? Like, where is the chat? Just be very, very mindful of like what they say and what they do and what they mean, and 100% actions speak louder than words. If someone is not willing to like recognize your time and effort in getting to know someone and like talking about your interests, their interests, like schedules, all the rest of it, if you can't put time aside for someone and you can't be decent, don't get involved. Just be upfront about it. If you tell someone you're only talking to them, like, just, I don't know, respect what you've said. If things change, if whatever. I feel like a lot of people don't have the open communication that it takes to be open with people, and a lot of people obviously have their guard up. Like, someone said to me the other day, oh, you come off like pure hard, and I was like, well, you're not going to be running about like a fucking marshmallow, you kidding on you, but it's totally fucking squashed. And also, I'm not soft, so there's that. But yeah, so someone has time for you, or even if they are busy and they want to, they will make time. Like, this obviously has been a like whole situation. People do have time for what they want and who they want. Hell, like, if you wanted to see your fucking not partner, but like your pals or your friends or whatever, if you're like, oh shit, well, I'm working, but I could be in there, you take clothes with you to your work, and like if you have a car or whatever, or a locker at your work, you'll change at work and go straight out from there. You change your routine to make things work for what you want to do. So why is dating any different? Like, why would you allow someone to say, oh, I don't know, I'm so busy, oh, I don't know. Because I also said this previously as well, if you like someone and things do get a little bit and you're like, well, I do want it to work, I don't want to have wasted my time, don't be frightened to waste your time. Like, don't be frightened to think, oh, I've already invested so much. You can walk away at any time. You can put the cards on the table, you can walk away. Don't be frightened to, like, keep your own self right. And I'll tell you this, like, someone who the chat just kind of stopped. Like, one day we just didn't speak to each other again, and then, like, maybe 2 weeks later, or however fucking long ago it was, he started commenting on stuff that I'd put up on Twitter, and then I immediately went in and roasted, like, the fuck it on, like, the chat that we had been previously having. And then, like, so do you know, if they want to, they will. If they're bored, they will. And you can tell, like, genuine interest in things. There's a big, big difference. Now, a lot of people obviously have distance and things to take into account, and, like, obviously there's other people involved in schedules. Like, I mean, that's life. But the bottom line is effort and time is money. So that is it. Like, if someone has time for you and wants to see you, like, that is what will be made to happen. And if someone's eager to see you, then they will put a fucking time on it, and they will put a suggestion in place and whatever the fuck. I don't have time for someone who will fluff the ego, not have a real conversation with you. And I hate that when you ask questions and they kind of shuffle around it and they don't step the fuck into it and just give you a flat answer. Or they'll make, like, wee comments about things and you're like, whoa, that's not sitting right with me. If it doesn't sit right, fuck off. Fuck off. Just leave that person alone. Just be done with it. You should not be, like, thinking twice about whatever the fuck you're doing. And if you are, just be like, I don't feel comfortable. If you cannot be your, like, own authentic / possibly vulnerable self, then there's no need to continue that. And this is just maybe, like, a bit of a wake-up call for people who are thinking too much about that person, in the sense of, like, oh, do they like me? Or is this the right thing to say? Is it the right thing for you to say? Not the right thing for you to say to them. Is that something that you believe in, are passionate about, think to your core? Like, is that you? Think about you. Always think about you. You need to start putting number one first, and that's, like, online dating. I literally do not swipe on anyone who says I don't know. I don't know, in the bin. I don't know, in the bin. I don't know. Sometimes I swipe in the bin for Scorpios. I'm just, you know, I'm an Aries, but it just doesn't sit right with me. I have a sister who's a Scorpio before anyone slides me the fuck off. So I know what the situation is like. Okay, I know. But genuinely, don't waste time with someone who doesn't have time for you. And that is the realest shit I can say to you right now. If you're looking over your shoulder, if you're looking over their shoulder, if you're questioning yourself, I have to just tell you to walk away from it. If you're not comfortable, if you don't feel like you can be yourself, if you are, oh, I don't know, this would be weird for me to send, oh, I don't know, bail the fuck out. Bail the fuck out before you end up hurting yourself because you're like, this person doesn't actually know me, or I don't feel I can be myself with this person. Now, this is not to say jump in the fucking, like, online dating bandwagon and go tonto fucking nuts. Like, don't go crazy in the DMs, don't go mental, but have a laugh, keep it cute, and then slowly ease yourself in. Okay, always take it slow, let things naturally progress. Now, this is just a guideline for me, and I've obviously previously mentioned, like, the fairy godfather and things like that, blah blah blah. 2 weeks of chat, I would say. 2 weeks of chat. When you're ready, online dating, if you find someone genuine that you like and someone who gets you and it seems fun. Now, chatting online is very, very, very fucking different to meeting up with someone in real life, in real time, and having that connection, because people are fucking weird. We've previously spoke about people saying things like, you're such a dom, I can't wait to make you call me daddy, and you're just like, oh fuck. really? That's where we're going with this? And then you meet them and you're like, I have seen straighter hands on a gay man. Like, why are you running about being so flamboyant? Like, why are you acting like this? It's very, very different from the chat persona, like their online persona. And that's a real thing. And even sending voice notes and things, you know, like, it lets you hear the voice. Voices are so important. Voices are so important. Oh my God, so important. If you have a little bitch squeal, little piggy in the middle situation, fuck off. I'm not interested. I like a little bit of testosterone in my voices. Like, I have to be honest about it. A voice can put you right off of people, and that's the reality. I'm sorry. Like, if you need to go and get some fucking vocal cords clipped or some shit to like loosen that shit and drop your balls finally, I don't know, like, do that. But even from hearing them talking, you have to experience them in real life. I think this is also a point where people get quite frightened and people get quite scared, and they're kind of like, oh shit, but we got on so good on like text or phone or whatever, and then the eventuality of we're going to have to meet now. I'm quite confident in the sense of like, yeah, I'm how I am, I do what I want, whatever the fuck is going on, that's the bottom line. People are not like that. Some people can be quite timid and nervous, and you know what, that's fair, that's fine, do whatever you need to do. Don't let it get in the way, because if you are genuinely interested in someone, they will probably take that as, oh, they're not that keen, I'm not that bothered, and then they'll walk away and you'll be like, shit. Now, I see a lot of things from girls online being like, oh, I've just let 3 or 4 matches like disappear because I'm too shy. Why the fuck are you shy, bitch? Like, you don't know this man, you don't know this girl, you don't know whoever the fuck it is. And the same goes for the guys. Like, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Don't say anything weird. Don't try and be funny and edgy. Just Google some like funny chat lines that are not offensive and try that, like, if you genuinely don't really know where to go, because then that's funny as well. You'll be like, oh, that was a really fun chat line, oh thanks, I googled it, hello, that's funny. I would be like, how fucking cute is that? Like, that's entertaining. So don't think too much about it, but also you do have to make sure that you're meeting up with someone if you do have that kind of like solid situation. Obviously lockdown has put a lot of people in the situation where they are not able to meet up. People were like living further away. Like, I won't even lie, the start of lockdown I did have a boyfriend, and we didn't see each other, and then I broke up with him just after my birthday. So it just happened, and it wasn't because he couldn't see me. However, he did threaten to come through, but that doesn't matter. So the hard fact is, you need to see someone in person to get the full effect, because people can come across so fab, so great, whatever, you've got on really, really well, but when you meet in person, the chemistry, the vibe is off. There's no chemistry. There might be chemistry, it might be weird chemistry, I don't know, you know, like, it's that sense of you need to get a feel for the person, and witnessing them in real life, in real time, in front of your own eyes, gives your gut a chance to react. Like, this is something else that I probably should have said before, like further down, like way back in this chat. Always trust your gut. If you for a fucking second have a little wobble and you're like, oh, I don't know, don't second guess that shit. Do not second guess your gut. Put more faith in your gut. Get Actimel or whatever the fuck it is. Keep that gut healthy. Trust the gut to keep you right, because you will feel it in your gut before you feel it anywhere else. Now, try not to necessarily mix up the feeling of like a kind of gut reaction and being like a little bit like, I don't know, an adrenaline rush or whatever. Don't confuse that for the butterflies, okay? Butterflies are cute. The kind of spike of fucking sheer like panic is not so cute. But people do get so nervous on dates, and I genuinely don't understand it, because obviously for the girls, if you've shared your location, you've told people where you are, you've sent them pictures of the guy, you've told them like some of the chat and what the vibe is, where you're going, and you kind of continue to keep people updated, because you have to always be safe, always be safe. But for actually meeting someone, I don't understand the nerves personally. A lot of people are quite nervous, and I totally get that, because you are putting yourself out there, and you are essentially putting yourself on the line to be rejected. Aren't you really? It's mental, innit? Why do we do this to ourselves? Why can't we just be fucking solo recreating people? But that is the hard facts. Like, as best I can put them. Stay safe on the dating sites. Deal with cheating, whatever the fuck. Next week, dun, 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 we have a special guest, someone who I have followed from the beginning of the podcast. So how many weeks is that now? Like 10 weeks or some shit. I am very, very excited. We are going to have a blast. I cannot wait to introduce this next episode to you guys. I hope if anyone has been dealing with cheating and the thoughts and feelings surrounding it, that you are all doing okay. Because it is damaging, it's hurtful, it's quite nasty, and it definitely puts things in a different spin for you. It's not a nice thing to experience. Anyone who hasn't, which is 22% of the people that follow me that actually took part in the poll, and the other 78%, I'm praying for you guys. You fucking know it, fucking know I am. And I hope you've enjoyed my ranting about small fish, clipping vocal cords and cheating. Agony Aunt Wasted is here for anything you want to ask. And don't forget, like, boys, boyfriends, girlfriends, fucking whatever you want, sugar daddies. I do love a sugar daddy, sorry. So, boys and babes, I hope you are having an amazing day. I hope you have had fun, and I hope this has maybe been insightful, a little bit helpful, even if you haven't been cheated on, how to overcome that if it does happen. And also, if someone just decides that they're not into you or whatever, fucking block them, 100%. This doesn't just go for the cheating thing, this goes for life. If someone does not feel good, feel right, do right by you, block them. So yeah, Agony Aunt Wasted to the fucking rescue. We've just covered cheating, we've talked about online dating, we've talked about the fucking weirdo guys that say a lot of weirdo shit, and hopefully it's been insightful. You can let me know. As always, I am on Instagram and Twitter at girl_wasted. For Twitter, it's a second underscore at the end. And look forward to next Sunday, guys. I cannot wait for some big things that are coming. Keep an eye on the grid, keep an eye on the stories, and I will see you next Sunday.